Just pulling into Nakhon Phanom. It is stop number 9 on my 30 Thai cities in 30 days. I drove in from Thani, which you know if you watched the last episode. It took just under 4 hours to arrive here. And here I am on a street. I didn't realize it, but this is Nakhon Phanom's what they call Vietnam town. And I'm excited to check this place out. I think every time I pull into a place, I kind of get a first impression. I only have 24 hours here, but my first impression so far, good. She's bringing me some, I guess it's a popular pho shop, like Vietnamese noodles, but I think it's more fusion. It's kind of part Vietnam, right? And whatever the officers eat, it's got to be good, right? He's from Khon Kaen. 8 years in Nakhon Phanom because he married a woman from here, right?
Yes.
Your wife is here. Your wife?
Yes.
8 years.
I have a daughter.
And a daughter.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm going to try, because when I go to Vietnam, it looks a little bit different, the pho. So I think it's kind of a fusion Thai Vietnamese noodle. I'm excited to be here. And coming here was pretty smooth. I made a couple little stops. I stopped for a coconut. How's this for a pit stop? Right on the side of the highway, we have fresh coconut. 30 baht, $1. Now I'm refreshed and hit the road. And then I stopped at this place where it had an old Thai Airways jet. Sea, stars, and forest cafe. If you're traveling with kids, this might be a fun stop for them. It's about just over an hour outside of Thani. And it's an old Thai Airways aircraft turned into, I think, a cafe and a restaurant. And then over here, you have all the play area for the kids, even a area you could pretend you're working like a backhoe. Yeah. Oh, and then there's like a little entrance fee here of 50 baht. Sawasdee krap. How are you? Sawasdee krap. That's it, guys. That's a tour of the old Thai Airways aircraft. I have 24 hours to explore this city. I'm looking forward to it. They say it has a lot of history for Indochina. There's a lot of history around World War II. And this up here, I believe, is the river, the Mekong River. And just on the other side is Laos. We're right here. Amazing. First impression, I got to pull over for a second and check out the river. So just on the other side there is Laos, but I must say it's quite impressive. So for stop number 1, I'm gonna go to the hotel, drop all my stuff, and then go explore Nakhon Phanom. Sawasdee krap. Check in. Yeah.
Check out.
Going. So I guess the way it works is I need to drive down this little road here, and then there's, I guess, I don't know, individual rooms. So she said drive right down here to room 2. Huh. Nice. Feels kind of like a residential area. Get to hear the sounds of birds, and something that's important for me, it looks like anyway, that it's going to be nice and quiet. I guess that's it. Room 2, she said. Get the key. We'll go take a look. Give you a quick tour of my accommodation for Nakhon Phanom. Hey, you know what? Not bad. Perfect. Got a table here to work on. Looks like we have a nice, fresh, comfortable bed. We have a little bit of a patio here and a TV, which I never usually turn on no matter where I stay. And a nice big bathroom with fresh air ventilation, which I always like. I always like a room that you can open the window and get fresh air. But I'll tell you what, for 800 baht or $24 a night, not bad. A lot of Vietnamese culture in Nakhon Phanom. So I'm starting the morning with a Vietnamese coffee. Seated here with a family from Khon Kaen. Come here for travel, right?
Yep.
For tourism. Do you like it?
Yeah. Really
Nakhon.
like. Really like.
Nakhon Phanom.
Yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Beautiful, and the river is nice.
Yeah.
And we have a nice fresh air breeze,
Yeah.
wind. How many days?
3.
3 days.
3 days, 2 nights.
3 days, 2 nights.
Yes.
Yeah. So I have a feeling that this vlog from Nakhon Phanom will have a consistent theme of Vietnam throughout. You come down the main street right here in Vietnam town, in Nakhon Phanom, and there's this breakfast spot. It opens at 6 a.m. So I'm gonna sit right here and have a banh mi. And I'll tell you, first impression for the morning here in Nakhon Phanom. I've been to Vietnam a few times. I would say the vibe feels a little bit more like Vietnam than Thailand. Or maybe it's the best of both. But you definitely feel a presence of Vietnam. So the clock tower behind me was built in 1960 by the Vietnamese community in Nakhon Phanom. Why? It's for gratitude. Because during the Vietnam War, so many Vietnamese came here to seek refuge or a place that they could escape all the violence going on in their country. So this became kind of a place for them to have some peace, refuge, safety, and really escape all the killings that were going on in their own countries. It's called the Vietnamese Memorial Clock Tower, built by the Vietnamese community in Nakhon Phanom. Is a gesture of gratitude to Thailand for allowing them the refuge to be safe, to escape the Vietnam War and all the killings and danger that was going on in their own country. So many migrated right here to Nakhon Phanom. I wear this under my helmet for sun protection. I just arrived at a kind of symbolic site for Ho Chi Minh. Ho Chi Minh lived in this area from 1928 to 29, so for about a year. And yeah, this is kind of a tribute to him. And I must say, one thing about Nakhon Phanom, I feel, even here, feels kind of like a garden shaded area. It just feels cooler, it feels comfortable compared to where I just was in Thailand of Udon Thani and Khon Kaen. I'm sure some of you watching know this part of the history between Vietnam and Thailand a lot better than me, trying to cram in a visit in less than 36 hours. Yeah, I'm curious to hear your comments. Go ahead and comment below about insights to this part of Thailand historically and all the Vietnam presence, no matter where you go, whether it's a Vietnam coffee, a bowl of noodles, or even the signage, which a lot of it's in Vietnamese. The clock tower of gratitude that the Vietnamese community dedicated to the people of Thailand. And it just seems to be a consistent theme, which is a replica, but they've dedicated this park is a tribute to Ho Chi Minh. And it's definitely worth a visit when you're in Nakhon Phanom. And it's another reminder of just all the Vietnam influence in this part of Thailand. Soy milk with ice, a little bit of legume, no sugar.
Thank you, thank you.
Nice straw.
Yeah.
Yes.
Arroy. Thanks a lot.
Okay.
Gonna go with the mix banana, sweet potato, pumpkin, and one bag of watermelon. All that for 60 baht or $2. The Nakhon Phanom market, quite nice, good variety. A lot of choices, some healthy, some less healthy. But I had my snack. I had my soy milk, had a little bit of sweet potato, banana, pumpkin. And now to keep exploring. Sorry, Kap. They call this monument the God of Naka. Nakhon Phanom, I believe, means the mountain city, and not because it has any mountains, because it really doesn't. But when you look across the river here, the Mekong, you're looking straight at Laos, but you see that beautiful ridge line there, the mountains on the other side of the river. So you're constantly reminded of mountains when you come out here. It's quite stunning, it's quite beautiful. And you have people providing their blessings. It's the God of Naka monument there. And Nakhon Phanom, I believe, means the mountainous city or something like that. Although there's no mountains here, if you look across the Mekong, you'll see that ridge line, all the mountains in Laos. Hey man, how are you? Where are you from? Where are you from?
Sorry?
Where are you from?
England. Yeah.
Do you live here?
I don't live here, no, I'm on holiday. But I come from Hua Hin.
Hua Hin?
Yeah, to just come here for 4 days.
So you live in Hua Hin?
No.
Oh, you're just visiting?
I come from, yeah, but I stay Hua Hin for about 3-4 months.
3 or 4 months?
Yeah, yeah.
Get out of the cold?
Oh yeah,
UK.
I still work on the building, so I don't want to do building in the cold.
You do construction?
Yeah.
You're a builder?
Yeah.
In the UK?
Yeah.
Better to do it in the summertime.
Well, that's right, yeah, especially when you get older.
Now, what is your first impression of here? Have you been here before?
Never, no.
And what do you think?
Oh, lovely, but I think I would like to visit Laos.
Yeah, especially when you look at the mountains, right? It's beautiful.
Looks lovely, yeah.
It looks stunning. I'd like to go hiking.
Yeah.
And it just looks interesting, right? I was thinking about taking the Friendship Bridge, but I forgot my passport.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So you'll be here how many days?
I'm here for 2 more days, then I'll go back to Hua Hin,
Uh-huh.
and then I'm there till the 9th of March, and then I leave for England.
How did you come here? Motorbike?
No, flight. I come on the flight.
From Bangkok?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, from Heathrow in London.
You're solo?
No. Well, I meet my girl here.
You have a girlfriend?
Yeah, in Hua Hin. Well, she not live in Hua Hin, she live a long way away.
Did you bring her on your trip here?
Yeah, she's here, yeah.
Oh, awesome.
She's in the room resting, but she'll come out in another hour.
You know, a lot of guys, as we get older, they stop traveling, you know? But it seems like you keep exploring.
Yeah, well, I have found a lot of my friends that are getting old.
Uh-huh.
They don't like to travel no more. But
No.
I don't like the flight 13 hour coming here. And
No?
No, 11 and a half coming here, 13 going back. But I don't like...
But it's worth it, right?
Yeah, it's worth it when
And
I've
it keeps
got a
you
girl
young.
at the other end.
How old's your girlfriend?
She's 53.
How old are you?
I'll be, next week I'll be 79.
53 and 79, 26 years difference.
Yeah.
Not bad. Doing okay, keeps you young,
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah,
Keeps you vibrant.
yeah. And gives me a mission to come here.
How'd you guys meet?
I met her in a small little bar in Hua Hin.
Uh-huh.
Very quiet place, and when I first come here 15 years ago.
Uh-huh.
And
Awesome.
I've known her ever since.
Good for you, man. Yo, you have a photo? No. I thought you were gonna pull out a photo.
I do, but it's not very good photograph. But
Let's see. Hold on. What's your name?
Dave.
Dave. Philip.
Okay.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Enjoy your visit.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. See you. So he lives in Puerto Rico. You grew up in what state?
Ohio,
Where in Ohio?
near Cleveland,
Okay.
south of Cleveland, near Akron. Called
Okay.
called
Awesome,
Ravenna.
man.
Yeah.
And now Puerto Rico's home,
Yeah.
and now you're doing Asia.
Yeah, 6 months.
First time?
No, I was here in October 24, coming back from Nepal and wanted to stop in Thailand. I heard good things, so I did the tourist PP, Krabi, Phuket, and in Bangkok, had a good experience. And I said, I'm coming back. So
How long ago was that trip?
That was October 24.
Recently, so you enjoyed it enough, and now you're back.
Yes. And now we're doing full tour. We went down to Singapore and up through Malaysia and bottom of Thailand. We're just buses and trains.
On this chapter, where have you been in Thailand?
Oh, geez. Started at Hat Yai.
Hat Yai, down in the south.
Yeah, we started all the way from
How are you getting around?
buses and trains.
Really
Just
local
like,
experience.
Yeah, very, very good. Champon.
Oh, Champong. I see my home base is south of Champong in a place called Suratani.
Okay, I was in Suratani.
And how'd you like it?
I
First
loved
impression.
it. I loved it.
On the river.
Champon, we found a
Great
beach.
food.
We were almost by ourselves.
Okay,
It
don't
was
tell them that because
Yeah, well, I'm like
everywhere else you go, Phuket, it's all
Oh.
overcrowded. When you find an empty beach, you got to be happy
When
about
I
that.
was in Phuket, it was off season
Yeah.
in October. So I came back and we stopped in Phuket again this year, and I'm like completely different. Yeah.
And what was your take on Phuket this time?
This time just no, it wasn't. I'm sorry,
Overcrowded?
it wasn't Phuket. It was
Pattaya?
Krabi.
Oh,
It
Krabi.
was Krabi. I avoided Phuket because I like Krabi better. But Krabi was really crowded and
Too crowded.
tourist.
Too
and-
crowded.
Yeah, I like the less touristy.
And how many days have you been right here so far?
In-
Nakhon Phanom.
In Nakhon Phanom, just 2 days.
And what's your first impression?
I like it. I came in. We walked in from the bus station because we usually walk instead of taking a grab just to get a vibe for the town. And it was a good vibe. There's a lot going on.
Awesome, Mars. Well, listen, nice chatting.
Yeah, he was on the border.
The Borderless office.
A Borderless
on
office.
on YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, man.
All right, Mark.
Good to meet you.
Yeah, good to meet you too. Sometimes I'll just do a full nightlife video about a given town or place in Thailand. And for this 30 Thai cities in 30 days, I don't have time to do a full one. But while I'm in a town, I try to give you a sample and also get a sample myself of what nightlife is like in a given place. So, Nakhon Phanom, let's get it started. I'm gonna check out a little bit of nightlife. Gonna start here. It looks like this place is called Wrong Lab. And just gonna poke in really quick, poke out, and then check out a few other spots because there's a whole strip here full of nightlife and bars. So we'll go take a look. Cheers. Cheers. Nakhon Phanom.
อะไรฟอง
America.
ฮะ
America.
อเมริกาอเมริกาโฮมนั่นเอง
คุณอะไรเนี่ยฝากไว้ด้วยแล้วกันนะฮะก๋วยเตี๋ยวสยองขวัญนะครับผมนะ
รับรองนะฮะ
ใครจะกินก็กินกูพร้อมนะฝากไว้ด้วยนะหน้าโรงพยาบาลนี้ไม่โรงพยาบาลนะโรงพยาบาลได้เลยกัน
เดี๋ยวจะบอกอะไรให้นะคะว่าขนาด
Okay, try to move to a spot that's a little more quiet as we continue this night. This is the first stop. And I'm just gonna hop around. There's a whole strip here of different bars. So I'm just gonna poke my head in, do like I did back in Khon Kaen. Just poke my head in and kind of give you guys a sample of what nightlife is like in Nakhon Phanom. It's called D Cafe, and on the sign it says 90s bar. They have a live band playing, so we'll take a look inside. We're gonna go check out this bar. I think the name of it's up there in Thai, so I'm not sure what it says exactly, but I know it says 90s music. But I don't think it's 90s music tonight. I think they have more of a Thai live band playing. So let's go check it out. Cheers. Cheers. How are you?
I'm good.
Your English is so good.
Oh, thank you. How about you?
Yeah, great.
Are you travel, right?
Travel.
What? Where you come from?
America.
America.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. What's your name?
Philip.
What?
You can say James.
James. Okay, nice to meet you, James.
Nice to meet you. Where are you from?
Thailand.
Nakhon Phanom?
No, Mudahan.
Oh, I'm going tomorrow. Mukadai. Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
I go.
Oh.
Yeah. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
You said the name of it's called Money Bar.
Yeah,
Money Bar and Restaurant.
Yeah.
So she said it's called Money Bar. I think it's up there, the sign in Thai. It says, it must say Money Bar. It's another 90s bar. They had a live band in there, as you saw. Drummer looked like he's having a good time. This spot looks very traditional. Isan, Eastern Thailand. So let's take a look inside. Man, awesome. You see how he opened that beer? Amazing. I like that place. When you think of Eastern Thailand, or what they call Isan, that's what I envision before I ever came out here. I think it's called something like Sokleaso or something like that. Not sure exactly how to pronounce it. We're gonna go check out this place. I can't tell the exact name. There's a name up there. I don't know if it's the name of the band or the name of the bar. What is the name of the bar? What is the name of the bar?
Name.
The name of the...
Kim Niyom.
Huh?
Kim Niyom.
Kim Niyom.
Yeah.
Kim Niyom.
Yeah. Kim Niyom Nakhon Phanom.
Pimp Niyom Nakhon Phanom. He said it's called Pimp Niyom. Oh, Pimp Niyom. What an interesting name. It's right here. Just based on the name and the security. Final stop. It's called like Hornarica. I can't tell by the sign. Hornarica or Safe House or both, but it's right near my hotel, so it's the final stop of the evening of checking out the nightlife in Nakhon Phanom, this little teaser part of seeing what the nightlife is like here. So gonna poke my head in to the final stop of this little nightlife segment. Hey, I'll tell you what, nightlife here is pretty cool. I'm coming back. I'll do a full nightlife video later in the year. So that's it for the nightlife teaser of Nakhon Phanom. I'll catch up with you guys on the next scene. The backdrop is the Thai-Laos Friendship Bridge. There's a number of them along the Mekong River for trade, a lot of commerce, a lot of back and forth. And this one, I believe, is the newest one. It was completed in 2011. So now the part of the vlog where I asked the question, is Nakhon Phanom a place I would consider living as an expat? I'm going to answer that in just a second. But first, where I'm seated, this I think was intended to be kind of a park where people walk, but not a lot of that going on, but you have a lot of the local community, which is cool. The young boys playing soccer over here, or football for you UK guys and the rest of the world. And then you have a little girl driving with her grandfather on the bicycle, maybe coming back from daycare. And the locals just living the Mekong River life, I think, just kind of chilling, sitting around and chatting and conversing. From a relatively recent historic standpoint, Nakhon Phanom was a very important hub for the Americans during the Vietnam War. I think there's something interesting about border towns, whether it's like Cúcuta, Colombia, borders Venezuela, or even Tijuana, Mexico, borders the US. I think there's something that happens in these zones. Nakhon Phanom, we got Laos right over my shoulder, just across the river. There's something interesting that occurs in these type of towns just in regard to flavor and charm and character. And that's definitely the case with Nakhon Phanom, with the Vietnam influence, the Laos influence, the China influence, and even the history of the Americans here. I like it. So I rank it very high as a place to come back as a tourist. And what about living here as an expat? I don't think it's in my top tier of places in Thailand to live as an expat, but it's definitely on my top return to list for all the places that I'm visiting during this 30 Thai cities in 30 days. Everyone, farewell from Nakhon Phanom. I'm going to go on to my next stop, stop number 10 of 30 Thai cities in 30 days, and I will catch up with you there.